right? So exercise is super, super important. We have friendships, love, right? We're, companionship with our mates, right? Our spouses, and we love going on vacation, right? And getting out of Florida, even though we live in paradise. So way back now, going on 22 years, I was chronically dehydrated, super sick. I was always headaches every other day, being dehydrated. Probably spent between $5 and $10 a day on sugar, candy bars. This is when I was a teen, heavily into sugar, drinking, bad stuff. I needed a change. I needed a break. First thing I did was I started to hydrate and got my health back. Then I found out about whole food nutrition. So I said to myself, when I was in high school, what am I going to do? I don't really want to go to college, even though I did for a year and a half. I want to get involved with wellness. I want to help people. This is what I wanted to do ever since I was a kid. And I've been doing it ever since. I'm doing this now 22 years. The company I aligned myself with is Purium Health Products. What that means is where pure meets premium. So it became Purium. It's Dave Sandoval. He has an incredible book called The Green Foods Bible. I advise everyone to read this book. If you ask, my wife is here, Jane, and my son, he was a Purium baby. He's been raised since he was out of the womb on the products. Maxwell?
No, the name of the book.
Here we go.
The Green Foods Bible.
Okay.
Incredible book. Jane will attest that if you go into my study, I probably have about 250 books on nutrition, and I've read maybe 25% of them. I just kind of skimmed through them, but my favorite one that I read from cover to cover is this right here, because it covers everything. It's a layman's term, very, very simple, easy, fun book to read. Now, the company, no GMOs. People know about GMOs? Genetically modified organisms? We don't want to eat GMOs, right? We want to try to eat as much as we can organic. So this line is organic. It is also, this is great, right? No synthetic vitamins. No synthetic vitamins. Farm to the table, farm to family, whatever you want to call it. We've been doing this. We've helped thousands upon thousands of people over the last 22 years with these products. Detoxing, weight control, disease prevention, brain health, heart health. If you want to detoxify, we have something called the Zeolite. We're not going to get into the products too much today. We're going to talk a little bit about the ultimate lifestyle transformation in just a few minutes, but I do want to mention one thing. We have Phenoctylolite, which is zeolite. It's a suspension. It's actually a mineral that it has a very high positive charge. It takes everything negative out of the body. Again, lead, mercury, arsenic, nitrosamines, dioxins, plastics, mycotoxins, right? Super important to do right now. Because a lot of times you go to a restaurant that's not organic corner, and the food is filthy. And you saw what's going. Watch any of these shows on TV when they show these restaurant shows where they go into the kitchens. That's just scratching the surface. By the way, Jaime and his wife, they get an A+ rating since they've opened it from the health department. I don't see many restaurants doing that. Even some of the best ones that I go to in Fort Lauderdale and Weston, they don't have those kind of ratings. So, be assured that you have a good meal, a safe meal, and a clean meal. So back to the company. We're introducing to all of you, if you haven't tried one yet, I recommend it to do it at least once in your life. It's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. It's the highest quality protein. It's the high quality, very high quality green foods as a shake, which you tasted today, the Appleberry Power Shake. We have the Super Amino 23s. That's the protein I was just talking about when I started. It's a pre-digested fermented protein. We're going to go into a little bit more into the products with the girls in a minute. It consists of a tart cherry concentrate. There's actually a parasite cleanse attached to it, which is incredible. It's a 40-day program with a parasite cleanse. And then we have something for the gut, the microbiome, the biomedic. So I want to bring up someone really quickly. Let's talk to, where's Melinda? Let's talk about, you have a good transformation, right? You have a good story?
Yes.
Who's better?
Oh, I can make one short. Yeah.
Make your short,
and
so you go with that great transformation stories. So here are two gals, right? Eric's sister, and we're all partners, right? And Sandra, so why don't you just give us a couple minutes about your transformation with the ULT?
Actually, my husband first had his transformation with the ULT. He was 60 pounds overweight. When we looked at his blood work, he had a lot of reds on his blood work. So my brother said, put him on the transformation. He did the transformation. He stuck with it. It became a lifestyle. He went mostly plant-based because he was into the standard American diet before that. His blood work came back incredible. It was all green. So everything that was red was now all green after the blood work came back. He lost 60 pounds. His acid reflux went away. He had back pains, of course, due to a heavy weight, inflammation, that resolved, and the quality of life really improved. Fast forward a few years postpartum, which I had to put in a little plug for my doctor, Dr. Daniel. She is the most incredible OBGYN. If you have any needs in that way, please go see her in Pembroke Pines. But postpartum, I experienced that typical postpartum depletion. It was the type of exhaustion that I've never experienced before, and the brain fog, and just never feeling it. Even though I was eating organic, I just couldn't seem to get my feeling of how I used to feel before having a baby. So once again, I already trusted the company. I started taking specifically the Power Shake, which is incredible. We'll go into that a little bit soon, but that brain fog lifted. My second experience in postpartum was completely different than my first experience. Even though I was 43 when I had my second baby, I felt like as if I was in my 20s.
Wow.
So it helped with the breastfeeding. It was just an incredible, different experience. So there is no reason why women should feel depleted. Moms are already so busy, and dads too, but moms are already running on fumes. They're the center, the heart of raising babies and breastfeeding, and they need true nourishment. And that's what these certified organic, raw, dehydrated superfoods accomplishes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Amen.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'd love to see all these faces. I'm Coach Sandra Cotto. I graduated from the Institute of Integrated Nutrition. And so my story with the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, kind of two stories. 5 years ago, I was introduced to it by my business partner, Eric Mish. I was getting ready to get on stage at the age of 50 to do a bodybuilding competition. I wanted to really find really good nutrient-dense foods. And then fast forward 5 years, I decided to go ahead and do the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation back in, I think it was November I started it. And I was going through my changes and had been gaining weight and just, going through all the fields, and nothing was really working, and didn't change anything what I was doing. I was still on a plant-based lifestyle, working out in the gym, and decided, okay, I'm going to go all the way with the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. So started in November. And then in January, my dad got really, really sick, and I was going back and forth to Georgia to care for him. I was still able to maintain my program, this Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, because as most of you know, in the hospitals, the food is not always the best. And I was able to have my little blender there, do my shakes, have my salads in between. And going through a super stressful time in my life where, I was there with my dad, sleeping in the hospital pretty much with him every single day for 5 to 6 weeks. He got RSV, and several members of my family became ill because they were coming to visit him. And I was the only one, which I was like, wow, the only one who did not contract RSV. And I was sleeping next to my dad for 5 weeks. And I'm just so grateful for these products because that really helped me through a really difficult time in my life where I was super stressed, caring for my dad, who ultimately passed this past March. But I am just so grateful that this was able to help me sustain my energy because I was not sleeping well. In the hospitals, it's just always bells and whistles and people coming in and out. And it really supported me at a time where I was just really having a really stressful time. So I'm just so grateful for these ingredients. It's whole, it's organic, and I'm aligned with wanting to eat really good, healthy, clean food. And this is what Pure Egg has to offer. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Quickly bring up my wife Jane Calagillo and my son Max. I just spent a minute or two. Welcome her. She just turned 60. No, I'm joking. So, you want to say a little bit about what the transformation means to you and a little bit how it works in our family?
Well, just in general, the products we've used for over 20 years, and they have made a huge difference in our lives. Just being able to always consume, first of all, for my son, he's going to speak for a second, with the products he uses every day, but just being able to provide for my family as a mom is so important that my family eats well. Part of what we have in our women, mothers, all across the country and the world to be able to provide great nutrition for their family. So having that passion in my life is very important. Having the tools to do that is even more important. So that's just my quick testimony that I'm just super grateful for all the years that I was able to consume these amazing superfoods.
Thank you, Baby Jane.
Yeah.
And I think my mom pretty much says it best. There's not too much more for me to add. I take a lot of the supplements. I actually don't go a day without taking the Purion products. I take the aminos every day. I take the dark berry mix. It actually mix a lot of the powders together with my shakes. And before bed, every single night I have the cherry juice as well, because I've noticed it's giving me significantly better sleep. So I'm huge on the products. As they mentioned earlier, technically a Purion baby because I've been having it since I was in the womb, before I was even born.
Yeah.
So I've had no choice technically, but I'm glad that that's what they put me in. So that's all I really have to add. So it's been absolutely a huge blessing, and I've been very appreciative, and I'm a big fan of the supplements that they have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's jump into the ULT. We're going to start off with the Super Amino 23s. That's the protein. Eric, from there, you don't even have to come over here. Just give us why you love the Super Amino 23s.
Oh, switch. Okay. There we go. Thank you
Eric
so
Fish, my
much.
business partner.
There's always
We go back now 13 years.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Right?
Yeah, we do, and this place has a special meaning to Joel and I, because it's where we met 13 years ago, so I'm really grateful to My Organic Corner and you, Joel, for introducing me. But one of the products I love the most is the Super Amino 23. This is a vegan legume-based protein with fermented legumes that has a 99%, get this is a big deal, guys, 99% net nitrogen utilization. They call it NNU. Now, if you're not a nutrition geek, you might not know what that means, but let me just break it down. Most proteins, when we consume dietary protein, we only use about anywhere from 30 to maybe 50% of it. A lot of it gets completely eliminated. It's processed in our kidneys, which puts a load on our kidneys, and then the rest just gets eliminated. But this particular protein, and we have the clinical studies to show that it's 99% bioavailable or absorbable into the muscles. And that's huge because it means it's highly efficient. So you know how today everyone is like, well, how many grams of protein does that have? They're all about protein. How many grams of protein? How many grams of protein? Well, I would say it's not just about how many grams of protein you're consuming. It's how many grams of protein you are absorbing, right? Absorbing. So that's the key. So this particular protein absorbs in 23 minutes. We have clinical studies to show that. And that's why it's called Super Amino 23. And it's a key component to the ULT, because what we want to do is we want to turn the body into a fat-burning, muscle-building machine. That's what these super aminos do. So they're really good.
And he's done it. Just tell them how much weight you lost when you first did the ULT.
I lost
Back
about
13.
18 pounds of body fat in my first 30 days. But I've continued to use these proteins for the last 13 years. And I mean, they're incredible. I mean, I use them every single day. So
My son's looking at these ripped.
Oh, we do have a few.
Takes them
We
every
have a
day.
couple of doctors in the room, no? So if you're a medical professional doctor, you're probably familiar with the PDR, the Physician's
Yes.
Desk Reference. And these super aminos are listed in the PDR under master amino complex, is what they're called. So they've given these to comatose patients that are stationary for weeks, sometimes a couple months at a time. And they've measured a reduction in muscle atrophy or even an increase in lean muscle tissue in some cases. So I don't know of another protein that can do that without movement. Now, if you're working out and in the gym multiple times a week like I am, you're going to be building muscle at a more efficient rate. Why? Because the building blocks of protein, of muscle, the amino acids, are more efficient themselves. So that's why these are so
Thank you, Eric. So you could actually be on a dialysis machine in a coma
appreciate it.
and still burn fat and build muscle. Over 40 clinical peer-reviewed studies and over 20 world patents. It's hard for a nutritional company to have a product like this. To me, it's the world's most powerful protein. Sandra, would you like to talk about the
Yeah, sure.
Appleberry Power Shake, which we all sampled today?
Yeah, no, did everyone get a chance to sample?
If you didn't after the meeting, we will, which will be quick, you'll be able to
This is
taste
my
it.
absolute favorite. I love it. And you can mix them with water or milk or half and half. So the Power Shakes get 16 different phytonutrients. So how many of you every day know that you're eating 16 different phytonutrients in just the food that you eat? Okay, not too
Like
many.
six microgreen salads.
Right, so this is actually going to nourish you, right? It's very nutrient dense. It's going to detoxify you, just like the science is going to nourish, detoxify, and rejuvenate. It's going to give you energy. It's also a meal replacement. So it's nice because when you're on the run and you're super busy, we don't have time to eat all those foods, right? And so we're able to get it all right here. It's going to give you the energy, revitalize you, and taste great too.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Biomatter. Very special product.
This is one of my favorite products. This has drastically improved my husband's health with his gut health. So this is best gut repair on the market, Biomimetic. And what this does, there's also a clinical study behind it. It is the only patented product in the world that I know of, or that we're aware of, that locks on to glyphosate molecule.
Roundup. You know
So
Roundup.
the active ingredient in Roundup, it is sprayed on even organic foods have been shown. Not that it's sprayed on organic, but organic foods show residual exposure to glyphosate because it's crop dusted. The organic farms are located
Yep.
next to conventional farms.
Rain
so it is
runoff.
almost impossible to escape. It's in the water we drink, the air we breathe. It's sprayed in parks. So it is really
Sorry, you
a
don't want to
very
hear that.
pervasive toxin in our environment. And it has been linked to everything from autism to autoimmune disorders to cancer, inflammation, IBS, all those like gut diseases and chronic illnesses.
What was you going to say, like in 6 weeks, tell about the...
So what this does, this has several ingredients that, number one, humic and fulvic acid, which lock on to toxins, GMO pesticides, heavy metals, flushes that from the body. Then what it does is it balances the gut microbiome with pre and probiotics, and it also seals the gut lining and has been shown to regrow the microvilli.
Right.
The microvilli.
Correct.
And that is extremely important because that is what is responsible for, number one, keeping toxins out.
Yep.
And also absorbing nutrients.
Yep.
And
C-reactive protein.
the C-reactive protein, that's a big one. So not only does it show to remove glyphosate from the body by up to 74% in 6 weeks, but it also reduces C-reactive protein, that's the biomarker for inflammation, up to 75% within 6 weeks.
Yep.
So there's your
Very-
prebiotic, your probiotic, your gut health, your gut warrior. This is what you want to
We
do
get the
every
research
day.
on that, the
So,
research study.
Okay.
It's in
I'll
the research
jump in
study.
real quick and talk a little bit about the apothecary. This is what you do at nighttime, right before you go to sleep, about an hour or two before you go to sleep. This has, everyone know what the ORAC means?
Yep.
Oxygen radical absorbency capacity. It's how you read antioxidants. So this, to get enough antioxidants in the body, you need to eat about probably 5 to 10 servings of food per day. This gives you about 5 servings in just 1 or 2 tablespoons. Between 20 and 40 cherries. This is the Montmorency tart cherry. So it's very high in isoquercetin and quercetin, peroxyl alcohol, ellagic acid. The antioxidants are 3 times stronger than blueberries. It's just a great, the melatonin factor is incredible. It has the most melatonin of any food or fruit in the world. I love it. I make salad dressings with it. I put it on my vegan yogurt, and I put it into cereal. I put it into smoothies. I put it on top of everything. You go get a good gelato, vegan gelato, or ice cream. It's a great topping. Makes a great topping. Makes it fruit. So this is going to take care of your fruit needs during the transformation. So that's our cherry. We're going to get into now. Would you like to talk about the parasite cleanse? Yeah, my wife Jane will. And this is one of my favorite parts about the ULT.
Okay, so unfortunately, we are through foods, and just in general, many of us are exposed to parasites, especially if you have consume raw fish on a daily basis.
Eat
A lot
salad.
of things, but quite often, although some people may do it. If you have pets that you cuddle with, like dogs and So there's many ways that unfortunately we get exposed to parasites, and there's a high percentage of people that do have worms, unfortunately, in their bodies. It's not just a third world problem, it is in America as well. So this particular product is designed to reduce or remove those critters out of your body. It has gentle herbs like black walnut, marshmallow root, clove, all organic, and so not just the parasites though, even though it's primarily anti-parasitic product, it's just a gentle cooling detox in general to remove a lot of the debris and filth that we stuck in your colon. So you would take this in the beginning, no, actually you would take this at the 11th day of the transformation, you take it for 10 days, then you take a 20-day break. The reason why you want to take that 20-day break is not to be, but let's just, we're all adults here, the parasites, before they leave, they lay eggs. So then those eggs hatch, then you take that break, and then 20 days later, you do another 10-day round of it to remove everything that was left there. So this is a great product, also very, very effective,
Very.
needed for people.
Very important when you're doing a cleanse or a detox, when you're eating healthy and clean. And I recommend everyone do this at least once a year. I have lots of clients as a health coach myself that do it 3 times a year, 3 to 4 times a year. So far, any questions on the products? We will do some Q&A, but let's wrap it up. Eric Mish?
Well, we have our
Before we do
raffle.
Let's talk a little bit about the program.
Okay.
It's a 30-day program. You're doing basically the cherry juice at night. You're doing the aminos, the tablets, twice a day, every 2 hours. You're doing the power shake, mixing that in every 2 hours. So you're doing something every 2 hours. So it's a simple program. You can look at the program online, and there's actually a scan you can scan on in the book, which will show you exactly how the program works. We won't get into that now. But we have a 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So it's about $11, $12 a day. That consists of 2 meals. And some people have clients that don't want to do it twice a day. They want to reach out and make it 60 days. So they'll do it once a day over the period of 2 months. So really great thing to do, especially before the summer. So drink lots of water, and there's lots of things that you can do on the cleanse, lots of foods. We have flex foods, we have flex meals that we can talk about that are approved to do while you're doing this. But it's a great thing to do at least once in your life, at least once.
And Joel, if I could just add
Yeah.
to that, when you do the program, you're not alone. We're here to support you the whole step of the way as your coaches. We also have a community, if those people are interested in being a part of a community where you're doing it with others as well, so that you can feel the support and not really be in it alone. So just wanted to add that.
That's great. What's cool is that when I've gotten people on this cleanse, I live in Weston, I send them here for their 3rd meal. So they'll do like a shake for breakfast, a shake for lunch, and they might come here for dinner. Or they'll do a shake in the morning, they'll come here for lunch, and then do a shake at nighttime, just for the 30 days. There's really clean food here, so it works synergistically with the whole cleanse. So any questions?
So you're substituting one food for the drink?
Yes.
You're not having the breakfast or whatnot, you're substituting for the drink?
You're gonna start in the morning with some water, and you're gonna start the first thing in the morning with the aminos. That's where you can do your flex foods, which is the whole list of them, over 160 flex foods altogether. They can mix in. Then you're gonna do the power shake 2 hours later. Then you're gonna do the aminos 2 hours later. Then the power shake 2 hours later. Then you're gonna have a great meal at night. And end the night with the cherry.
Thank you.
And then also, 10 days in, that's when you start your parasite cleanse. But some people, they want to wait until the whole entire, it's your choice. So we're very flexible. You could do the whole 30 days of food and wait on the parasite cleanse and do it the 2nd month. Some people, because some people have some really incredible detoxing that they're going through.
Yeah.
And then like, whoa, I just want to take it easy. I want to get through the first part, and we'll start with the parasite cleanse in the 2nd month. Go ahead, Jay.
I would just like to say something about the products. I'm Jay.
Yeah, Jay Scirocco,
Hollywood.
Hollywood Beach.
Hollywood. So I got introduced to the products by somebody named Drew Thomas, who's out here right now. I met Drew at the gym. I've been into health, fitness, working out my whole life, and he said, Jay, I know you're into fitness. You buy all the best products from GNT, from this store to Vitamin Shop. I guarantee if you try this stuff, you'll be hooked. And I'm like, nah, it's not that good. It's not that good. I can tell you, it's hands down the best nutrition supplement products that is on the market. And that's hands down. I've been taking this stuff for probably 9 years. 9 9 years now. I've been part of Miriam. I'm a brand partner, getting ready to relaunch my business. But I just wanted to say, especially the aminos, like Max was saying, the group was saying, hands down. I mean, if you miss them, you feel them. So it's just, yeah, the products are phenomenal from a nutrition standpoint, exercise standpoint. I don't go a day without it. I do our Core 4 daily. I've done that for the past 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, the
Amazing.
Core 4 is the Tart Cherry, the Biomedic, the gut product, the Power Shake,